Hey everybody, you can see my Hi Finned Spotted Pleco sticking his face right out there. He's kind of hanging on the edge there. Um, I've been shooting some video of my Black Ghost knife fish tank right here, and it's been really tough not to get distracted. I've figured out why my Hi Finned Spotted Pleco has such damaged fins. I was noticing this evening when I was feeding the tank that it's got even more damage on its fins. If you don't know what I'm talking about, in a video recently I referenced its dorsal fin, or I'm sorry, its caudal fin had a tear in it. And I, commented whether maybe one of the crayfish in this tank got to it or something like that. I'll have a look down here where there's a little more action going on for a moment. So, didn't know what had gotten to it. I thought maybe the creek chubs had taken a nip at it, possibly the tilapia had taken a nip at it, and then of course the crayfish are always, suspect number one whenever you see a fish with damage to its fins or something like that. So tonight I noticed, just darted away and dashed away as I came over here. Tonight I noticed my tilapia was not bothering with the pleco when it was hanging on the glass like this, but the moment that god-awful Chinese Algae Eater came over and hung on the glass, the tilapia went right after it immediately and chased it away. There he is in the back. And so I kind of was paying attention as I went around the room feeding everybody, and I noticed the Chinese Algae Eater just kept bothering my pleco, and the pleco is just trying to get away from it, and the algae eater would go after it, and then the tilapia would sort of chase the algae eater away. And it almost makes me wonder if the pleco here doesn't sort of hang out at this end of the tank to get protection from the tilapia. But I'm pretty sure problem, is solved as far as wondering what's been doing the damage to my pleco. I'm pretty sure it's this Chinese Algae Eater. I did that video a while ago about fish I'd never own again, fish I'd never buy again, and this is number one top fish on my list, as I would just never get this horrible Chinese Algae Eater again. See if he bothers anybody while we've got him on video. That's what I've been waiting for, and of course now he's not going to do it. So, see what I mean? He's just a contrary fish all the way around. They're just unpleasant. They're interesting looking, and man, they keep a tank clean. There's no argument there. If you've got a tank where you just don't care, you just want a fish in there that's going to do its job, then have at it. But if you want a fish that's, not going to be a nuisance in your tank and attack your other fish and everything else, and just don't get a Chinese Algae Eater. They grow big and they grow fast. And once they're even medium size, they really develop a taste for meaty, proteiny kind of stuff. This one killed two of my gorgeous angelfish. If any of you remember my beautiful albino red-eye angelfish, this algae eater killed that one. And I don't even remember the other one it killed, but it killed two of my angelfish. And then it wound up going into this tank, and I've had issues with it even in this tank, bothering the tilapia before. And now, apparently, we're finding out that it's also bothering this pleco. See how torn up its fins are? So, I didn't see enough aggression to say, okay, that was damage occurring. But it was just sort of on and on, relentless kind of nagging aggression that results in damaged fins and stuff. The damage can occur from the fish simply thrashing away violently enough. It doesn't have to be ripped or torn in some sort of act of aggression by the other fish. The water pressure itself can be what tears the fin. A lot of times they'll heal and recover from it, but sometimes, if it's a bad enough tear and it goes deep enough, it'll sort of heal up with the tear in it, and it'll leave sort of a, kind of the way you might see a tomcat with a notched ear. See, there you go. Just that little bit of annoyance right there. He came up, he tried to land on the side of the fish, but then the pleco swam away, and now the tilapia is going to come over and intervene. So, I can't wait till that Chinese Algae Eater isn't in this tank anymore. I suppose if I ever get the opportunity while I'm in here with a net rooting around getting somebody else out and he happens to swim into it, or I can get a hold of it, I'll pull him out. I'll take him down to one of my local fish stores that buys fish back from me, and I'll sell it back there. I'm certainly not just going to like kill it to get it out of my tank or something like that. I would never ever dream of putting a fish like that out in any kind of natural habitat. Around here, of course, the waters get too cold, it wouldn't survive. But whether it survived or not, just don't ever put fish out in the wild. Invasive species are nothing to toy around with. We've got our share of invasive species here in Maryland. The zebra mussels in our water treatment plants and our reservoirs cost a fortune. For all of those of you who have asked me about why I have to put stickers on my kayak and why I have to register my kayak, that's because of zebra mussels, and the fact that zebra mussels get on the water intake systems in the reservoirs and do a lot of damage. So we have to regulate where boats move and which bodies of water they can travel from. The snakehead epidemic in Maryland, in America, started right here in Maryland, actually not far from here, down in Landover. The very first snakehead was found. I remember that. That was big news. People didn't know what to make of that thing. They were afraid it was, going to attack their children when they went swimming in their local ponds and stuff. So, not dangerous like that, but the snakeheads are certainly dangerous to the local ecology. And, if you are in Maryland, you catch a snakehead, kill it. Just get it out of that water and kill it. Or if you can't kill it, keep it in a bucket and tell somebody else about it and let them kill it. But get it out of that water. So, at any rate, don't ever release stuff like that into the wild. And I myself, of course, there we go. There's some good aggressive action. I hate this stupid Chinese Algae Eater. But again, don't ever let one go. Don't ever put them outside. I'll do something with it eventually, but I'll do something proper and responsible with it. Anyway, I guess I'm going to go. Call that the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Make sure you're subscribed. That way you won't miss anything I got coming up. You never know what it's going to be with me. Don't forget, this one is my 125-gallon native tank. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you real soon on the next one.